Is there really a one-legged goose that goes around campus fighting crime?
And who will be the next UT football coach? We think we may know.
Those stories and more on Today at Chatt State.
I'm Eric M.
And I'm Samantha Young. So, the semester's almost over, huh?
Yeah, I'm taking way too many classes.
How many hours are you taking?
About 18.
18? I'm only taking 9, but I've got a job too.
What are you going to do about final exams?
I guess I'm going to take them.
Well, final exams start next week. And if you don't know when yours are, it might be too late. However, to figure out your last-ditch effort, check the exam schedule online at chattanoogastate.edu. Just search exam schedule in the search bar. It may say 1998, but just ignore that. It's the right one.
Many offices on campus have adjusted their schedules to accommodate students. For instance, the Student Life office is open from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. next week to provide students with photo IDs. You'll need those IDs to take advantage of resources that you might have put off using all semester, like the library, which also has special hours. The Colwick Library will be open Saturday, December 8th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Sunday, December 9th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m.
So, Samantha, do you ever go downtown?
I don't go a lot. I'm from Cleveland, so it's a little difficult to get down here sometimes.
What do you do downtown?
Go to dinner or a movie.
Dinner and a movie?
Dinner and a movie.
With your
Typical.
boyfriend?
Well, my husband or my boyfriend. Whoops.
Oh. Well, the city of Chattanooga has contracted with CARTA to create a new entity to enforce parking downtown. Our own Monica Penn went downtown and talked to some downtown employees and hospitality workers downtown about the new Chattanooga Parking Authority downtown and how it affects them on the job.
I feel that tourism is a little bit off because the tourists are getting more tickets. And for those that come in here to our place, since we have a full bar, they like to stay for a few hours. And they don't know to feed the meters necessarily. And so they're getting more tickets, and the tickets are expensive to deal with. So it does slow down business a bit. It is a hassle having to deal with the meters because we, as working in restaurants, we don't make that much money hourly, and we depend on tips in order to make a living. So I feel that the new company, the privatized, that they are not making an effort to talk to the people that are working downtown and that are paying at parking spots downtown.
First week alone, I received 4. I've worked downtown now for almost 7 years, and the last 2 weeks alone have been rougher than any of the past 7 years. You know, one of the arguments is that this is supposed to be really good for tourism, but that's obviously just a statement that they've made because it's a way for a private company to make a whole bunch of money.
To express your concerns on this new parking system, visit facebook.com/meterabuse Chattanooga. Well, at least parking here on campus isn't as bad as downtown.
Speaking of campus, have you ever noticed how exceptionally clean and well manicured our grounds are? Well, that doesn't happen on its own. Tammy Butler and Dion Markham spoke to the man that makes it all happen.
I'm Casey Neal. I'm the instructor for landscape and turf management here at Chattanooga State. And I just want to tell you a little bit about some of the projects our class is working on this semester. One of the big things we're undertaking is a renovation of the pond in the courtyard of the TTC building here, the Tennessee Technology Center building. We've been redoing a lot of the rock work around there and planting new plants in just to freshen up the field. And we're going to be taking out some large overgrown shrubs and opening up that courtyard so it's more of an inviting space for people to sit and talk and spend some time on breaks in between classes. In addition to that, we're also working on some ongoing projects that we have with our putting green and golf area that we keep up with maintenance on that. Just today we're going to be actually painting our green. The Bermuda turf on our putting green has gone dormant for the season, but to keep a nice fresh green color on it throughout the winter, we're going to be doing a green turf paint on here, keeping that color so that people can play and enjoy this throughout the semester. And we've also been working on several pruning projects around campus as students learn about different methods of pruning. We've got a small tree nursery where we've got 1 to 5 year old trees, and students work on pruning those. and learn how trees are kept in the nursery and how they're pruned to get good structure in a tree. Then working with some of the medium and older trees on campus, we also go through various techniques with pruning and how students can properly maintain trees and shrubs here on campus.
How would you like to take a class where all you do is watch movies? Morgan Hugh, who spoke to Sarah Page, who teaches film as literature about her new course.
Okay, so the class is called Films Literature, and it is a 3-credit elective course. We offered it for the first time last spring, and so we're offering it again this spring. It's a class that I actually created because I'm a big film buff. And we essentially spend the entire class watching movies. The concept is that you can read a film just like you can read a movie. So that a film is a text that you can analyze just like you would analyze a poem or a short story or a book. And so that's what we're going to do with movies. We watch only movies, usually about 8 to 10 movies over the course of the semester. And you don't even need a book to buy a book to be in the class, just a subscription to Netflix. And then most of our other course content is on the internet. So you can sign up for the class anytime. It's a Tuesday-Thursday course from 11 to 12:15, and it's in the Humanities Building 207, which hopefully you will see has wonderful comfy couches in there, which make the film viewing even more pleasurable. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk a little bit about the class, and I really hope that you register. It is a lot of fun.
Eric, are you in a film class?
No, I take television production though.
Well, speaking of classes, are you registered? Have you got your paperwork in? If not, you may end up standing in line to get some help. However, starting this spring, that process may not be as difficult as in previous semesters, thanks to a little thing called QNomni.
In January, we have purchased a line management system, which is called QNomni. So excited about it because if you've ever been to places like Verizon Wireless, where they have the self-service kiosk where you can just go up and put yourself in a queue to be seen. Well, we're going to do the same thing, and it's going to be in several locations. We're going to implement the system here in the Student Center. It's going to be in the library building, and also the student life will also be taking part of the system. And what the system is, when a student walks through the doors, they'll actually go to a computer, and it's a touchscreen computer, and they'll sign in or they'll swipe the card for questions in regards to admissions or financial aid or any type of the services that we provide here in the Student Center. And then once they do that, they can go sit down, they can go to the library, they can go to the cafeteria. They don't have to wait to be seen, which is cool because sometimes, you know, students may get aggravated waiting and waiting and waiting. Well, this time they can actually relax while they're waiting, and we will have monitors that will display their waiting time and when they're going to be served. So if you ever heard that noise that says now serving customer A151, well, we're going to have that too, and it's going to be so awesome. So we're waiting for that to complete in the development stage, which hopefully, like I said, it should be ready in January, and we'll get a chance, and hopefully you all will come and do a walkthrough and get to see the trial of how it's going to work and help students.
Hey, does the state of Tennessee have a new football coach yet?
I don't know. I heard about Dooley or whatever, him leaving and some new guy coming in, but I don't know if they can even get anyone to come coach the team.
Dooley. Coach Dooley. Well, the recent firing of Tennessee Vols head coach Derek Dooley, the question on fans' minds is, who will be the next Dooley?
Former Oakland Raiders and Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach John Gruden, also the youngest man ever to win a Super Bowl. Tennessee Athletic Director Dave Hart has stated, though, that he wants a coach with college experience, which would immediately eliminate Gruden from the talks. Also, last time Tennessee chose an NFL head coach was Lane Kiffin, who led the team for a year and then left, leaving the team in shambles. Next up is Louisville head coach Charlie Strong. Charlie Strong led a struggling Cardinals team to 3 straight winning seasons, but has lost where it counts most, including his Florida interim head coach job He has a 1-2 record in bowl games. And what Tennessee needs to do even more than doing in the SEC is winning in the postseason where it counts, which has eluded them since the mid-2000s. Next up would be the best pick, Jimbo Fisher over at Florida State. Though with Jimbo Fisher having a great squad over there, a top-ranked team, why would he want to leave that squad? And even if he didn't want to come to the SEC, there are job openings in both Arkansas and Auburn, with, excluding this year, has had better track records than Tennessee.
Now let's take a quick look at this weekend's weather.
It's going to be sunny in the mid-60s for the weekend, and then colder and rainy on Monday. Sunday and cold after that, and more storms for the weekend after exams. Looks like we're past this warm weather, so on to more typical winter weather. Back to you.
Thanks, Asia.
Well, that's it for Chattanooga State today. Be sure to check out each week online or on Comcast Cable Channel 3.
And we'll leave you with a little something we call the legend of Duck Norris. Have a great day.
The other day, there was this kid who was walking, and this guy came up behind him and just started mugging him and hitting him, and all of a sudden
no one was doing anything about it.
Yeah,
They were just all standing back.
I mean, everybody was in class and no one was around, and then all of a sudden there was this huge bird noise, and it was what the hell?
Some say his wings were on fire.
On fire. Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah.
The one-legged goose walking around?
No, I haven't.
Have you guys heard of Duck Norris?
Never heard of him.
He's dead.
I have not heard of that.
No, who's Duck Norris? I believe in Duck Norris.
The one-legged goose. Doug Norris.
I believe in Derek Norris.
I believe in Duck Norris. I believe in Duck Norris.
I believe in Duck Norris.
Doug Norris? Yeah, I've seen Doug Norris.
He's adorable, looks like a normal goose, but he's got a lot of feathers sticking out one side, kind of making a right angle.
I have seen the one-legged goose.
You have?
I have. He's been up close to our building before. I haven't seen the roundhouse, and I'm really disappointed because I'd like to see that.
It's the one-legged goose that's walking around. We figure his one leg must be really strong to hold up all that weight, so he's got to do some awesome roundhouse kicks.
How does he walk? Does he
He's not really walking.
Somebody needs to get him a crutch.
Like a hop. Like a hobble.
I don't think Doug's hop. I don't think they've got that down yet.
10 years ago, which that's in goose years, so actually in human years it's 11 months ago, there was a pond war outside here at Chattanooga State, and it was between a herd of geese and another herd of geese. One was led by a goose called Ryan Gosling, and this goose and its tribe took out all of the other geese in the pond, and they all died except for this one lone goose. The only thing he lost was his family and his leg, and that goose is Duck Norris.
I think that the reason why geese stand on one leg, even still today, is probably just to pay tribute to Duck Norris, or maybe they're trying to mask him, you know? It'd be tons of people wearing those V for Vendetta masks, you know, just so nobody really catches him, to just throw everybody off. So I think that's why he's so hard to track. Yeah.
I'll talk to my church. We'll have a prayer group for Duck Norris.
There you go.
Duck Norris got bit by a snake and the snake died.
Yeah, so I heard Doug Norris visited the Virgin Islands, and now they're just the islands.
When the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks under his bed for Duck Norris.
Duck Norris has a summer home in Death Valley, and that's why they call it Death Valley.
Duck Norris died 5 years ago, but Death is too afraid to tell him.
Duck Norris is the reason Waldo is hiding.
Duck Norris won American Idol using only sign language.
Duck Norris makes onions cry.
Duck Norris doesn't swim. The water moves around him.
Ghosts sit around the campfire and tell Duck Norris stories.
There used to be a street named after Duck Norris. But they had to change the name because nobody crosses Duck Norris and lives.